In recent years, Chinese animation has grown rapidly, and one film has captured the hearts of millions. Nezha, the devil child, rages in the sea. This exciting movie is based on the legend of Nezha, a well-known character in Chinese mythology. Nezha is not just any hero. He is a young warrior with incredible powers, a fiery personality, and a destiny that is hard to escape. His story has been told for centuries in China, but this new film brings a fresh and exciting version to modern audiences. It is a story about fate, courage, and the power of choice. In this article, we will explore who Nezha is, his traditional legend, and how the new movie gives his tale a unique twist. Let's dive into the world of Nezha. Nezha is one of the most famous young heroes in Chinese mythology. He is brave, powerful, and full of energy. But he is also rebellious and doesn't like to follow rules. His story is exciting, full of action, and sometimes even tragic. Nezha was born to General Li Jing and Lady Yin, but his birth was not normal. Instead of being born like a regular baby, Lady Yin carried him in her womb for 3 years and 6 months. When she finally gave birth, it was not a baby. It was a big ball of flesh. Li Jing was shocked and thought it was a demon, so he took his sword and tried to destroy it. But suddenly the ball burst open and a child jumped out. This child was Nezha. He was not an ordinary boy. He already looked like a young kid and could even walk and talk right away. This strange and magical birth showed that Nezha was no ordinary human. Nezha was different from other children. He was gifted with incredible powers and could use magic weapons. He received a heavenly fire wheel, which let him fly through the sky, and a red armillary sash, a powerful weapon that could defeat enemies easily. But Nezha was not just strong, he also had a wild and rebellious spirit. He didn't like to follow rules, and he often got into trouble. This would later lead to a great conflict with the Dragon King of the East Sea, which changed his life forever. Nezha was not an ordinary child. He was powerful, fearless, and sometimes a little reckless. One day, his actions led to a great disaster, starting a battle between him and the mighty Dragon King of the East Sea. One hot afternoon, Nezha and his friends were playing by the sea. While swimming in the water, they disturbed a young dragon named Bing, the son of the Dragon King. Bing was arrogant because he was a prince of the sea. He thought he could scare Nezha and make him leave. But Nezha was not someone who backed down from a fight. With his magic weapons, he quickly overpowered Bing and, in the end, even killed him. The Dragon King was furious when he learned that his son had been killed. He rose from the sea in a storm, shaking the earth with his anger. He went straight to Nezha's home and demanded justice from Li Jing, Nezha's father. "If you don't hand over Nezha, I will flood your entire village," the Dragon King roared. Nezha realized that his actions had put his family and the people in great danger. He knew the Dragon King would not stop until he had his revenge. To protect his family and the village, Nezha made a brave decision. He sacrificed himself. He took his sword and cut his own flesh and bones, returning them to his parents. Then his soul left his body, and he was gone. His sacrifice was an act of deep courage and love. He took full responsibility for his actions and chose to face the consequences alone. But this was not the end of Nezha's story. His spirit was too strong to disappear forever. Later, a wise Taoist master, Taiyi Zhenren, helped bring him back to life. This time he had a new body made of lotus flowers, even more powerful than before. Reborn as a stronger warrior, Nezha continued his adventures, fighting demons and standing up against injustice. He was no longer just a mischievous boy. He was a true hero. The animated film, Nezha, the Devil Child, Rages in the Sea takes the traditional legend and gives it a bold modern twist. While the classic story presents Nezha as a heroic but rebellious child, this version changes his origin and struggles, making him a deeper and more relatable character. In the movie, Nezha is not just an extraordinary child. He is born with a terrible curse. Before his birth, a great celestial energy called the Spirit Pearl was supposed to bring a noble hero into the world. However, an accident caused the Spirit Pearl's power to be stolen, and Nezha was instead born from the demon orb, a dark and dangerous force. Because of this, Nezha has incredible strength, but his power is chaotic and destructive. The gods declare that he is a demon child, destined to bring disaster. A lightning curse is placed on him, meaning he will not live past his 3rd birthday. Unlike the classic story where Nezha is a hero from the start, this version shows a world that rejects him. The villagers see him as a monster. They believe he will bring misfortune and try to keep him away. Even his father, Li Jing, struggles to accept him. Only his mother, Lady Yin, and his master, Taiyi Zhenren, believe that Nezha can be good. But Nezha grows up feeling lonely and unwanted, making him wild and mischievous. The biggest difference in this version is Nezha's struggle against fate. In the original legend, he sacrifices himself to take responsibility for his actions. But in this movie, Nezha fights to prove that he is more than his destiny. He refuses to believe that he must be a villain just because he was born with dark power. Instead of accepting his fate, he decides to become a hero on his own terms. This is the heart of the film's message. I am the master of my own fate. Nezha's battle is not just against enemies. It is against the expectations of others and his own inner demons. The film builds up to an intense climax where Nezha must fight the true villain, a powerful force that threatens the world. Alongside him is Ao Bing, the Dragon King's son, who in this version is also struggling with his own destiny. Instead of being enemies, Nezha and Ao Bing must work together to fight against fate itself. Their friendship becomes a key part of the story, showing that people are not born good or evil. It is their choices that define them. Since its release in 2025, Nezha, the Devil Child, Rages in the Sea has become one of China's most successful animated films. It has amazed audiences with its stunning visuals, exciting action, and deep emotional story. But what makes this film so special? Let's take a look at why people love it. Breathtaking animation and action. One of the biggest reasons for Nezha's success is its high-quality animation. The film's visuals are colorful, detailed, and full of life. Every scene is beautifully crafted, from the floating palaces in heaven to the burning villages on earth. The action scenes are also incredible. Nezha's fights are fast, intense, and full of energy. His fire wheels spin through the sky. His red armillary sash dances like a dragon. And each battle is more thrilling than the last. The final fight, where Nezha and Ao Bing join forces, is especially breathtaking. For many viewers, this film is not just a story. It is a visual masterpiece that brings Chinese mythology to life in a way they have never seen before. A powerful message: you can choose who you want to be. The heart of the movie is its emotional and inspiring message. Your destiny is not decided by others. You have the power to choose who you want to be. Nezha is born with dark power, and everyone expects him to be a villain. But he refuses to accept this fate. He chooses to fight for good, even when the whole world is against him. This idea is deeply moving, especially for young audiences. Many people face challenges, misunderstandings, and expectations from society. Nezha's story tells them that they are not trapped by their circumstances. They can change their future through their own actions. A fresh take on a classic legend. Nezha's story has been told for centuries, but this movie gives it a modern twist that makes it feel new and exciting. In the original story, Nezha fights against the Dragon King's son, Ao Bing. In the movie, Ao Bing is also a tragic character who struggles with his fate. Instead of being enemies, Nezha and Ao Bing form a complex friendship. The traditional Nezha sacrifices himself to save his family, while the new Nezha fights against destiny to prove he can be more than his past. The humor, personality, and relationships in the film make the characters feel real and relatable, even though they are gods and mythical beings. This fresh approach allows both young and old audiences to enjoy the story, whether they know the classic legend or not. Nezha, the Devil Child. Rages in the Sea is more than just an animated movie. It is a film about courage, destiny, and the power of choice. With its stunning animation, exciting action, and deep emotional story, it has captured the hearts of millions.